Good view of this now. So he gets a bump by Winterbottom. That was actually Winterbottom that bumped Reynolds,
wow,
who then bumped Pye. Pye had nowhere to go.
Yep.
Absolute of Dave Reynolds, who then escorted Scott Pye wide, both cars in.
And we need to point out that they are from the same
Operator at Simmons Plains, a 6-time champion.
Big trouble.
Yellow flag out. That's a big accident.
There's been a nasty accident on the exit of the hairpin at turn 4. Can't actually pick that car at the moment. Whincup was applying huge pressure.
Pither is there with either Heimgartner or Percat.
It's gone across his nose.
And it's so close to hitting that guardrail on the left where the flag marshals were. It missed the guardrail where the flag marshals were and went up the hill. And
James is 8th. Oh, gee, Michael just couldn't get it turned at all, so I suspect the tyre had actually gone flat at that point. Yeah, he was already well wide of the line. And remember, this is after contact with David Reynolds. To keep chatting, and he's made big contact up at Reed Park on the exit of it.
Still with me, mate?
Tander goes through.
Yeah, mate. Yep.
He's hurting.
It's knocked the wind out of him for sure.
Okay,
See it jump.
deep breath, get some fluid in there.
Jump sideways on the marbles. Big contact with the wall. Safety.
no overlap. There's a little bump. They're moving. Can he outbrake him down the left-hand side? Oh, in defence! That's massive! That's massive!
This is going to be a big incident. The safety car out, contact coming wide. Here, Garth turned him.
Absolutely.
Garth has turned him, and he'll no doubt be penalised for that. And that
Turn 2 and 3, they're all bumping each other as they come up this amazingly pump.
He's in
right
the fence.
side,
He's in the fence. That's a huge
incident.
crash. So this is James Golding. That's a nasty one. This will trigger the Lexus RCF safety car. There was a problem, an evident problem in the front.
That is a massive accident.
Oh,
That'd be more than 200 kilometres an hour for sure.
Glenn Seaton walking away from this.
Coming around here. Here he comes. Wow! Another couple of 100 metres at least down here. Look at this. Glenn Seaton comes in hard on the left-hand side. Well, that first problem.
Look flat to us, Mitcho. Doesn't look flat to me, but okay, copy that, you're off.
There you go. Yep, front left. Front left is gone, looks like, and he's deep into the wall.
Broken and thrown him straight off the road.
And then,
Gee, that's a bad image. Man on the road at the moment is actually David Bernard, who's moved up to 3rd, and then Dumbrell runs wide into the kitty litter. So David Bernard has had a pretty good weekend in terms of his recovery, Matthew. Oh, Dumbrell around. And there's more to that story because there's some damage there in the front right corner.
There you go.
Yeah,
There's the big story. There's a wheel gone loose, and that is Paul Morris's Sirame Wines VY converted car, and it's a real mess.
From 6th spot back to about, I would suggest, about 10th or 11th spot.
Oh, round goes Jamie Whincup, spins in the middle of the... crashed him too hard. Taz Douglas on his side, and Russell Ingall in the super cheap car there. It's still brunt of that when he was turned around, but was able to select first gear and drive away.
And David Wall's the car that impacted the direct behind of Taz Douglas, and that's got a lot of damage on the front of that Wilson security car.
That disappear off.
Problem on the way into it, and that could be the reason why he doesn't have any pace, but we'll find out. Big problem! A car has rolled, and that is the Clelland-Jones Falcon. It's gone over on its head.
John Cleland at the wheel. And John was actually... No, he wasn't actually that far away. That is amazing.
You know, he's just dived out from behind him, Greg. He hasn't sighted, and he hasn't obviously...
And let's see if this will help us. The Zinger replay. Watch to the right of your screen.
It was Rick.
And his brother did a very good job to avoid him.
And
I think someone rejoined late there, didn't they?
Cars scattering every which way now. Look down the order, it'll see what happens to Greg. He's already gone around here. We don't know why. It was a collective sigh from the grandstand. On the extreme left was Jason Richards, who squeezed Paul Dumbrella. That's what triggered some of the chaos and split the pack, and that was the reason why Greg makes that violent impact there on the right-hand side. Took the front off the car.
It's the gong no one wants to receive, But the super hit of 2003 undoubtedly belonged to Jason Richards, the Kiwi going for a wild ride at home.
So Murph arrives in a hurry. Oh,
wow. This has been coming for a long time, this sort of incident, unfortunately. It's this huge speed differential as everyone tries to find their space. You know, somebody's at full tilt, in this case Greg Murphy, while someone else is just dawdling along. And yeah, that's just very, very bad. And by Garth, right now is the time to make places if you can. Bright's been elbowed, and round goes Slade. It's taken Bright with him, and into the wall goes David Wall.
Oh, this is big. That's Dean Fiore up on the side. It's one of the Altimas there. That's Russell Ingall.
So Tander shot down the inside, and then there was basically 3 into 2 didn't go with Slade, Bright, and was it Tander? Or was it 22? No.
Oh, there's a car upside down here. There's a car rolled on the way into pit entry. Can't figure out who it is. It's a BOC car. It could be. Tell more of the story now. Brad's already. Now, he was in a battle with one of the Valvoline cars. Don't know which one it was. Could have been Cam McConville. Might have been his nephew Andrew Jones. He ends up in the dirt, out wide, and up against that tyre barrier. They've actually all tightened up again as everybody's sort of found balance with their cars, played with the bars.
There's one in the fence. There's one in the fence hard at turn 8.
and Douglas is gone. There must be oil down there. There's stuff down there because they're spearing off everywhere. Taz Douglas has gone into the wall on the other side. Courtney was the first in. Arrives. That's what you heard then. Oh, man.
Big contact for Courtney. And Bright was talking about there being oil down there. So whether that was there before or after the fact, but certainly Bright has ended up in the mess that
Needs to get by that WPS Falcon, and Richards is giving Skate the big hurry up.
Yeah, there's no doubt that for whatever reason in the early phase of these restarts, the HRT car is not quite comfortable in its... Ambrose has had a massive shunt. Ambrose has had a massive shunt. So Greg Murphy's involved. More cars. The track is jammed. The track is jammed.
Can you believe that? That was huge.
This weekend, the plan was to car 1 was going to be the first car that would they keep out of that stable when Marcus left at the end of the year to go to the United States.
Hall and James Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe got a pretty good start, but now he's stopped dead. He's stopped dead, and he's been run into straight up the back from Lucas de Grassi. There's more carnage. Oh my goodness!
That's Ricky Taylor in the second Fujitsu car. It was Tonio Liuzzi that made the contact.
He gets blocked a little bit, so he decides to spear down the right, and then, of course, that's where Hinchcliffe is sitting, and from then on, it's a concertina effect. Oh.
He couldn't have seen him either, Matt. Liuzzi wouldn't have seen Hinchcliffe car when he was so close to that made, and huge damage. This is young Chaz Mostyn. We've seen an unbelievable run from him this year. And have a look at that damage, Crompo. That was a very fast accident.
And it's his debut in the main game here this year. What a terrible way to get started for him. It's the same spot Kevin Bartlett came unstuck in the come up to 6, and here's the reason why. Warren Luff driving Garth Tander's number 2 Holden Racing Team Commodore, unable to stop. Smashes into the back of Craig Lowndes.
Away to 8. Kelly gets past Cameron McConville. Now there's a big go here.
Will they get through there 2 abreast?
Well,
yeah, no, they won't. There's chaos. There's chaos.
Oh, this is
and
a
I
bad
didn't
one.
think you could possibly get 2 cars through there. This stuff's insane.
There. Just enough of a touch. Look at that. Yeah. Push the tail out. Cam trying to gather the car up, but by that stage, a victim.
So Jones and Stephen Johnson, nowhere to go.
Winterbottom is staying out of the mix as well. He knows he's not in the hunt up front, so he stays wide, gives them room. Ingall comes charging through. He's got Skate on his hammer, and one of the Fujitsu cars is turned around, and Courtney is in his second major act.
So this is the aftermath when everyone was trying to thread their way through. Is it 26? Is it Fernandez?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And 3 was Jason Richards.
Go, the lights are green, we are away. Murphy got away to a terrific start. He got away much better than Seat. There's mayhem on the start. One car stalled out. They were just scurrying, trying to get around that car. I didn't pick up who it was. Oh!
Oh! There's been a big accident. Collision back there between Mark Larkham. You could see Larkham collide with someone and kapow.
Romano was in there, whether he made initial contact or not. It was very hard to work out.
Charlie, how did you see it?
Yes, definitely I'd say Romano may have tapped.
Malcolm Swetnam on the left-hand side, the new team manager. Oh, and very high speed approach, 260 kilometres an hour into turn 2.
Now watch this. This will ignite anytime soon. There's a lot of fuel on the road there. The whole rear of the car has been ripped apart, and once it starts, it turns into a fireball very quickly. And very dangerous, feeding straight back to the car, enveloping.
We're on board the VIP entry. Steve Owens at the helm, so it looks like David did it on his own. He just backed in very hard, so the approach speed into turn 2 is 200.
Mike Conley, I made the point earlier, he stood up.
Oh, notice, my goodness, big roll.
Team BOC car number 12, Andrew Jones at the wheel. A massive roll, a safety car for sure. Let's hope he's okay. Radio.
Oh dear. And Wincup's in the lane, so I reckon they'll put slicks on that car now. Remember, he's
Carnage on top of that. Let's have a look again. That's the Heath Douglas Mustang, Falcon, the old Alan Moffat car. Now he's hit the bank. I don't know whether he was nudged instead of this massive chain reaction. Look at that.
Well, Parsons' Will's car going in hard.
Alan Jones
just turned it to try and avoid. I mean, that's as much as we can say.
Now look, there was contact there. Was that the
Ericsson
Trustbank car? Looked like there was a bit of a collision there.
In 99 is Dougal McDougall's car. The Aloe Vera VS Commodore. Let's hope he's out of it. Trying to see at the bottom of the screen.
Look, I don't see any movement there. I don't think he is out of it, you know, by the way they're running.
It was unbelievable, Neil. Oh, he lost control. He said over the radio.
That is a shocking incident.
He said he lost control before the braking area. That's 265 kilometres an hour. Check that out. I've never seen a car go off the road as fast as that.
And Thomas Mazira.
This explains what happens to Scotty Pye. So he's had a mid-corner correction at metal grade. It doesn't take much. Remember, I talked about the fine tolerances up there. Well, he's out of space. And Scott Pye makes very heavy contact. Let's listen. Very solid impact with the wall.
In the hands of Shane Van Gisbergen in the acceleration zone. Look at them all spread out. They go in search of their own piece of real estate. They bump and grind and push and shove. And now they've got to come all back together again for turn 1. Jason Bright over and up and into the wall. Oh. Cross. And it doesn't take much for Garth Tander just to lean on the front left-hand side of Jason Bright.
It's that secondary impact that's the worry. A fast approach to that braking zone, and it has whistled off at a huge rate of knots down here.
It's hard.
Luckily, it's gone to that tyre barrier, because not far left of that, clearly there's a concrete wall, so that is a frightening scene.
And we very rarely see what looks like a complete brake failure in that zone. And as Greg Murphy reported before, you can see there over the top of Van Gisbergen's car, you can see that car just disappearing off there into the tyre wall. So great job by that tyre barrier.
HSV dealer team. You'll see it here in the replay. This is incredibly massive impact. At top speed. He clips the wall there. The car surfs across the sand and straight into a concrete barrier.
An interesting story because there was plenty of action. Over 200 kilometres per hour. Anthony Trapp, bang! A massive accident, one of the biggest ones we've seen in a while. And I'm pleased to say that Anthony is okay. He's here at the track again today, but that's the reason why we've got the ripple strip. Is there a challenge on up front? I think there might be a challenge on up front. Oh, we've got a car on its side.
Safety car for sure.
Kiwi entry of Paul Radicic. Here's the replay. Watch here.
No, he's run out of the road. Look at this, and he's gone. Oh my goodness me, that is a shocker.
That is big impact. He's gone around the outside of the Super Cheap Commodore and cannot pull this car up.
No, it's on the edge of the sand trap there, Lee. So he just can't get the pace off the car.
That's what happens when you're the pioneer. When you're doing it, he's in. That's a massive crash there for Tander. He's spun. That's Rick Kelly involved. Tim Blanchard, Moffat, they're all involved. Have a look at this. This will be red flagged. That is a massive crash.
Red flag. All cars are to stop on the grid in order, please, in their current order.
Successfully proving very effective at Phillip Island this afternoon too.
Whoa!
Oh, look where he's heading. Goodness me, there's going to be a big accident. Murphy, straight on.
Wow. Charlie,
well, I think something had to break in the car there.
Murphy can walk out of that. He's had a major impact. Look at that. He really has had the wind knocked out of him.
Yes, he'd be reeling after that, not only because he's out of the race, he's out of the head.
So, Charlie, there's got to be some steering problems.
Yes, definitely. Either something mechanical or a tyre is deflated.
Now watch this. Full impact, unabated speed, kapow! Almost like a bomb going off. Look at the dirt get lifted up. He rolls it over, and fortunately the car ends back on its wheels.
Mark, there's plenty of runoff room there. There's a long way between the track.
Oh, that's big.
That was Pye.
That'll make contact with another car down there.
And it did. It's made contact with quite a few. Huge damage. It's awful to see such impact. James is out. He will be get by. Now here comes James Courtney as the car lifts. The Fujitsu car lifts. Oh! Ouch. All four wheels of James Courtney's car off the time.
Picked Courtney's car up, actually lifted the right.
Down at BJR, chatting to my old boss, actually, Bradley Jones.
Ugly! Oh, no! Holdsworth and Davison. Oh, my goodness.
It's a big crash.
And that's...
Oh, that's insane.
Oh. That's fuel out the back of Will's car.
That is such a fast section of road. So sorry, it didn't.
Water on the windscreen of the Pertec Ford. Raindrops starting to get heavy now.
Oh, look at that. A big moment for Ellery. Almost spills it wide with oversteer. Gets into the dirt. Oh, and so too Whincup. They're all getting trapped by the lack of grip. Trouble. Big shunt.
Dumbrell and Baird.
This is going to be bad. This is huge. Lost the back off the Craig Baird car. This will be a safety car if the red flag. The race will be.
And that's Rick Kelly. This is dangerous. This is the that's the blind spot we spoke about. That's the blind spot.
Mate, you're right. Fine.
Double safety car scrambled.
Clean in the back of that car when it was parked. He was so fortunate to be able to move the car to the inside and just miss running straight in the back of Rick Kelly. You can see here, I think it's Caruso. Oh.
Doesn't get any easier second time round, does it?
That is just cat-like reactions from Stevie J, because he was the run out of there. You run up against the.
And we are ready for a race start. You've got Jason Bright alongside Marcus Ambrose. The power's down. Bright seems to have got the jump as round two gets underway. Paul Radicic shot across there as well. This will be interesting into turn one, and they've already gone off. Oh, that's an incredible smash to start this race. The Valvoline Cummins Commodore, and they're all over the shop. 6 or 7 cars have gone completely off. That is an amazing start. Johnson, this is another angle of this opening crash. I mean, you're only going 100 metres from the start-finish line there, and all of a sudden, Jason Bargwanna is on his head.
It's completely ripped the rear axle assembly out of that car. You can see it sitting on the road behind the...
Welcome back. Well, there has been a major incident on top of the mountain already today. That's Paul Wheel in car 50, lost control and is stationary. But what happens next is just shocking. Car 021, the Team Kiwi car of Chris Pither behind the wheel, arrived on the scene there, could not get out of the way in time. That is an awful sight. It's a huge impact. Both cars, of course, completely wrecked.
Shell Series, Tander,
Yes, Tander.
like a bullet out of the gate. He has flown off the mark. We've got problems there.
Oh, look at that. That's Paul Morris and Mark Larkin. Oh, whoa, wow.
I hope he gets out of that in a hurry.
Yes, he's out of it.
Goodness me.
Well, they'll have to stop this.
Did you see the speed of that
impact? Look at it's going over to Paul Morris
gets out of the car okay here.
Whoa, that's going to go
no,
bang.
there's fuel everywhere. Larkin's out of the car.
Racing in the championship in the West. Whincup and Bryan, turn one. Who can make the jump? Bryan gets a good initial bite. Alex Davison makes a stormer. Slots to the inside. That's massive. Oh, the slots on the grid. He was stalled on the grid and has been hit from behind. Oh, man. And Dave Reynolds pulled out of the way. Owen completely unsighted. He had no chance.
He had nowhere to go, did he?
Artists in the back of the cars. There's fuel pumps in there, there's power and batteries and things in there. And I don't think I've ever seen anything quite as ferocious on a start line in terms of what's described as the T division. That is what it looked like. Can you believe that?
This is Ryan Lanau.
Fully enforced and get a good jump. Away we go. And Lowndes pops him down. Look through the middle. It's rather bright, yeah. And Stephen Richards, the outside.
Oh, that was a bright.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. That's so
no.
tender.
Who's got the HRT car? Craig Lowndes.
Oh,
my goodness
God, that's
me.
a nasty. Oh, whoa.
Craig Lowndes' car one.
All these guys are friends. Crompton in there, they're all concerned for their fellow competitors' safety and welfare. They are all rushing in there to his aid. And that is exactly the same position we saw the Formula Ford crash yesterday.
Now let's try it. Now you see the touch there was from Stephen Richards. You know, I thought it was Gartana, Stephen Richards. And the touch makes Craig's car pick up the left-hand rear. And then you'll see.
Cup incident we saw earlier in the weekend, there was a massive roll involving Cameron McLean. It looks to be in a similar position. Watch this. This is the exit of turn 3.
Trouble here between Paul Morris and Jason Richards. Whoa! Oh! Exactly the same problem. Straight up and over that ripple strip, which has been questioned by me. Straight over the top of that ripple strip, the very one that got Cameron McLean yesterday. And that ripple strip is there for when they use one of the short circuit options and the cars run in a different... Walked away. And this is the one that happened just moments ago, and Jason Richards, just monumental damage to the front and back of the... Back and look at an interesting battle here with David Russell. Car number 78 on the outside of him is Todd Hazelwood. Oh, trouble. Big trouble at the end of the back straight. And that's a terrible incident. A terrible incident for Hazelwood. Into the fence backwards and rolled. Catch fence has done its job. Testament to the strength in the cars. This is the Dunlop Super 2 series. And this is where the multi-point harness, the seats, the hands device that secures the helmet so that he doesn't end up with a disproportionate amount of movement with that kind of... That was Bargwanna. That was Bargwanna. Had a huge moment. It's rolled.
It's a Bundy car.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
Oh, my goodness. One of the Bundaberg Red Racers has gone over.
That was a monster moment. Look at this. I think he's ended up on the grass out there as he's turned it in, and off it's gone. Just illustrates the pace. It's just an explosion. And... nothing left of it as Fabian gets out. Remember, it's got a...
Left rear has gone looking back up towards the chase. I mean, you're carrying maximum load through there. Of all the places on the circuit where you want to lose something, that's not it.
Yeah, and look at the tyre. I mean, if you focus on that left rear tyre as it's doing all the pirouettes, it's a mess at that point. So clearly it's a nice crack in the back of the head, and I can imagine what he was thinking or said at that point.
Oh, big moment, a massive moment for one of the Pepsi Max cars. Into the wall and out of business for Chaz Mostert, the reigning champion, has had a monumental crash. This will be a red flag.
High speed S's. Oh, he's clouded the wall, which has ricocheted him into the outside.